Well, good morning, y'all. We're getting this workout started nice and early. We've got a pretty long opening of time in the morning here, so looking forward to getting a nice, thorough workout. Of course, always got to start by stretching. How's everyone's week going so far? It's Friday, baby. That means we got the weekend, and it was payday today, so made a huge payment towards some bills that had to get paid for. I was saying in a couple live streams ago that I'm going to be going to my buddy's wedding in April, and it's a destination wedding, so going to be flying to Mexico, but got to pay for the flights, got to pay for the resort, so pretty pricey there. But fortunately, was able to budget things out to make it work. So yeah, today I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pay that off, just get it done with. But how's everyone's week? So right now we're just doing a little foam rolling, massaging their muscles, getting them ready. So today's workout, it's going to be some chest, some back, and some shoulders. More accurately, it is going to be chest and back with some shoulders. That's a better way of phrasing it there. And today's equipment is going to be mainly dumbbells and a little bit of body weight action as well. So the warm-up stretch here, it's not going to be too long, but finally got some time this morning to make sure I can get a good, thorough workout, but also get a good, thorough warm-up and foam rolling session in. And hands down, one of the best things you can do for your body is get a foam roller and massage your muscles every day. I'm a very injury prone person, so what used to happen is I'd be nice and consistent in the gym for a couple weeks, and then I'd pull something or get some type of tension, something hurts. But as soon as I started doing this foam roller daily, I've been able to stay way more consistent with my workouts. But there's more benefits to it than just being able to hit the gym more consistently. You can also get some nice gains with this as well. Like, I've noticed my muscles have better definition and separation. So, like you can imagine like where your shoulder kind of like connects with your arm, you can see where that connection point takes place. But also the foam roller, by massaging the muscles, loosens up the tissue that surrounds the muscles. And you can imagine like trying to inflate a balloon when the rubber is very rigid. It's hard to inflate that balloon. But if you warm it up and you stretch it out, you massage that rubber, it's easier to inflate. So your muscles will start to get bigger as well, because it's easier for them to inflate, like quite literally. Ooh. Yo, what's going on, Rand? One viewer killing it. It's by recording a workout. Oh, I mean, you're here hanging out. Ooh. But the big thing of recording the workouts is mainly to get to hang out with y'all while we're in the gym working out. Ooh. The thing that always has me feeling good and it helps remind me that, like, oh, it's nice and worth it to record these workouts is when people are like, hey man, seeing you working out, or like hearing you answer my questions about what I should be doing in the gym. It's pretty motivating. And I've been hitting the gym more, I've been working out more, or you know what, I'm gonna get started. And it's like, oh heck yeah, like that's what it's all about. The recording is just showing what I'd be doing so that you can adopt it for your own stuff. But there's always insecure people out there who see someone doing things that they like and for some reason project their own insecurities onto that person. But you can't let it get to you. Oh man, sorry, I'm just like, so this foam roller, it's getting into like a really good spot into the shoulder there. That's why this thing is awesome. So that little tight spot, I've been noticing a little bit of like back tension, and it's probably coming from that spot. So using this foam roller helps to break up that tension there in the muscle, helps the body start to feel better. But yeah, for everyone else out there, don't let negative Nancy's bring you down, because it's a shame, especially like in the gym. There's so many people are like worried to go to the gym because of Mr. Person in the comments there. No one in the gym is focused on you. No one in the gym is judging you. And if there's someone like that who's in the comments, like listen to what I said. No one is in the gym judging you or critiquing you. And you can be taken in two ways. One is that like there's like physically not like a person that's judging you or thinking negative things. But then the other way is like, let's say there is a physical body, a person that's for some reason taking the time out of their headspace to focus on what you're doing and judge you. They're a nobody. Like, it's like it takes a special type of insecure person to use their mental energy to focus on someone else. Because you got bigger things to do. If you're in the gym trying to improve yourself, trying to get fitter, stronger, just better physique, like you got goals. Focus on those goals. Don't focus on other people. All right, we're almost done with the foam roll and massage in here. I'm going to switch up the angle a little bit. But yeah, since we're working back, just really trying to make sure I'm getting these lats. Yeah, like right here too. Ooh, crazy amount of tension and tenderness in the muscles there. But yeah, you all got any fun plans happening this weekend? Ooh. All right, gonna get this tricep massaged out as well. Yeah, for a long time, I used to not really record the warm up portion of the workout because I would notice, people hop in, they hop out, mainly because they're like, oh, I thought I was watching this guy. I thought we were going to be getting a workout. And this person's just rolling around on the floor. But recording the warm up and the foam roll, it's just one of those things where it's like for the most part, I do this at the beginning of every workout. And when I tell people, like, you need to foam roll, you got to warm up before your workouts. And it's one thing to say it, but then, people hop into the live streams and they're like, oh man, yeah, every workout, this guy's foam rolling, warming up. Even if time is tight and he's got to cut down on the workout, he's foam rolling, getting the body ready. Ooh, it's rare, but there are times where I do skip the foam roller, but 99 days out of 100, we're using the foam roller here. All right, almost done here. Just gonna get a little stretch going. Ooh. Oh, what's going on? Let's see. Oh, what's going on, Lewis? Getting any hate? It's great to brush it off. Doing great. An amazing workout. Oh, I appreciate that. Lewis? Oh. Yeah, you gotta brush it off. You gotta brush off the haters. What's that? What's the saying? They don't build statues of critics. Ugh. Like, it doesn't take a genius to be able to point out the faults in something. Ugh. But yeah, people can find anything to critique. I remember in college, we had to give these presentations, and the presentation I was given was on the health benefits associated, or like the correlation of good health and a high daily step count. And it was assigned to me. I didn't really pick that one. And I was like, this is boring. All right, I'll just do a whatever presentation. But then I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, we're given a presentation anyway. And everyone else has to, like, watch this presentation. So I may as well make it fun. So I just went ham with it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to add some jokes. I'm going to do some physical demonstrations. I'll even get a short, 5-minute interview with a podiatrist to talk about foot health related to daily steps and things like that. And I made it fun. And then at the end of the presentation, people in the class would rate it. Everyone was giving very positive scores. I would say I'm trying to think how many people were in the class. But let's say there's 20 people in the class. 19 of them gave an A, except for one person. He gave a B. His reasoning was I felt like you were doing too much. It's just a school project, man. Calm down. And it's like you gave me a worse grade because I was trying my best at it. Like, people are really, really weird. So, and what was this guy's presentation? I don't even remember. Like, but it was fun doing that. There's actually I'm not going to keep talking about this presentation that I did, but there was a cool thing that I did where, like, while I'm presenting and I'm talking, I'm like moving throughout the classroom and I'm like giving examples. And then towards the end of the presentation, I was like, oh, and by the way, just from standing and doing this presentation, I've taken, and then like I said, like I was tracking the amount of steps that I had taken during the presentation. And it was pretty cool. But yeah, you can't let the haters bring you down. I remember hearing a story about this guy was on a cruise that was going to Alaska, and at one of the destinations that they stopped at, everyone gets off the boat, and they went to this like fishing area. And when they were waiting on the dock to get back on the boat, this fisherman was sitting there, and he had a bucket full of crabs. And this guy is like sitting, waiting to get back on the cruise, and he's looking at the fisherman's bucket, and he's seeing that one of the crabs is climbing out of the bucket. And it's getting pretty close to hopping out and escaping. And then the guy's like, hey, excuse me, sir, one of your crabs is making a break for it. And the fisherman doesn't even look down. He just looks at the guy and he's like, don't worry about it. Just watch what happens. The guy's watching. And what starts to happen is the other crabs start to grab the crab that's making the break for it and starts to pull him back into the bucket. And the reason why they're doing that is just some type of like biological instinct of keeping the group together. So even though this one crab knew, hey, we gotta get out of here, all the other crabs were like, nope, we gotta stay together, and pulled that crab back down into the bucket. So, moral of the story is you got to be careful who you associate with. You got to be careful who you're listening to, because could be your friends, could be your family. That crab trying to climb out, surrounded by all its friends and family, and they literally pulled it back into the bucket, and eventually they all died. They got cooked and eaten. So be careful who you're hanging out with and who's giving you advice, because you might be cooked. That's cool. All right, we got done the warm up there, and now it's time to do some real work. But it's a shame when friends and family members or people that you like trust, like most of the time, they're not trying to be malicious if they're like holding you back. Like if you're doing something different, you're doing something new, trying to start a business, you're taking your health seriously, people will either try to diminish what it is that you're trying to do because they're genuinely thinking it's best. Like for a business, for example, starting a business is risky. It's not guaranteed to succeed. And you know, maybe family members just trying to tell you not to get your hopes up too high because they just don't want to see you get hurt. Or if you are deciding to take your health more seriously, you don't want to go out and drink anymore, or you don't want to just eat crappy food for dinner, then a family member might see that or a friend might see that and be like either feeling bad about themselves for not taking their own health more seriously, or they might be thinking, man, if this person doesn't come out and drink, we're not going to be hanging out anymore. Or, they're gonna leave me, type of thing. So, sorry, I'm just looking at the workout, trying to make sure we're set up in a good position here. Um, like if anything, let's see, because I don't want to be like in the dumbbell area because a lot of people hanging out there, trying to be mindful of the filming. Even though I'm not trying to take to heart any negative Nancy's, it's good to still at least be mindful and respectful of filming oneself while working out, because you gotta recognize some people might not feel comfortable with that. So I recognize that. All right. So we're gonna get some 55-pound dumbbells here. And we're going to be doing some incline dumbbell bench press, supersetting with wide grip body weight lat pull downs, or I guess wide grip body weight pull ups. That's proper phrasing. So as I'm going to go grab these weights, some of the best advice I can give when it comes to dealing with friends or family, negative people that might be bringing you down. Probably best thing you could do is keep your goals to yourself. I think Jim Rohn talks about that, where if you are announcing to the world and everyone about, I've got this vision, I'm going to do this thing, it can invite two types of negative energy. Well, it can invite two types of unhelpful situations. So the first is that by announcing it, just by announcing you're trying to do a thing, creates this sense of progress. And it feels like you're actually doing something to move closer towards it, but you're not. You're just telling people you want to do a thing. And then the second thing is when you're telling people, then it starts inviting feedback for the thing. But if you just stay quiet, you just do, you just take an action, you don't got to advertise that. The results begin to advertise themselves. So fitness-wise, I didn't tell people, hey, I'm going to get in crazy good shape. Because at the time I was getting out of a long-term relationship and I had a dad bod going on. And I was like, oh, snap, I'm getting back on the market. I gotta get back in shape. Plus, I just want to take some ownership of my health. I had let myself go and I wasn't proud of it. And I just wanted to get back to getting a six-pack. So I didn't tell anyone. I just started. I just took action. And it did get to a point where people came to me. They're like, what are you doing? Like, what? Holy crap, you're getting in crazy good shape. What changed? What's the thing? Like, they're asking me. And I'm like, oh, all right, now I'll start to answer. So when you're working towards a thing, just keep it to yourself and act. Nice, I was feeling good. In actuality, that was feeling challenging. That felt pretty challenging right there. Working in a gym, you never rest those. Oh gosh. That got me wanting to go sanitize my hands right now. For staph infections, that's only if you're like a staff member, right? That's why it's named that? No, I'm just playing. Good job. Oh, thanks, Yasmin. All right, now we're gonna be doing crazier part. I'm not gonna bring the phone over, but you'll see. We're gonna do some pull-ups. So we did 16 last time. We're gonna see if we can aim for 18 here. If anything, I'm gonna bring the phone closer. I'm gonna try to keep it still inconspicuous with its location. There we go. And for any of y'all that are new here, this is your formal invitation to show some support. Hit that subscribe button. All right. We're going some good full range of motion here. Nice. Had to really push through for the last two there. But for a moment there, I was like, oh man, we're just gonna pause it here at 16, but gotta remind yourself in situations like this, it took me 16 reps to get to that point of feeling fatigued, feeling fatigued like I needed to stop. And if I wanted to get to that point again, to try to push through it, to make those improvements, to get better, I'd have to do another 16 reps to get to that point. So if I stop there, the growth change happens by trying to just push right beyond that line. So I got to 16, and that was a moment of making a decision like, am I going to stop here, or do I have it in me to do a little more? And I was like, I've got it in me to do a little more. A lot of pull-ups in a row. Yeah, 100 in a row. Oh no, you're just saying 100 like doing good. Yeah, pull-ups, they are one of those exercises where it's like, do the full range of motion. Even if it's like, I can only do 3 reps. In the beginning, I had to do like the cable at pull down machines. Had to just lose a lot of weight. If you're overweight, like let's say you're like 30 or 20 pounds overweight, you're doing a pull-up with 20 to 30 pounds extra weight on you. So if you lose that weight, you keep the strength you had, but now you're doing pull-ups with less weight. But one of the things that helps significantly with improving your pull-ups is you got to get those bands that you can wrap around and you put your knee in. When I started doing those or using those, that's when my pull-ups were getting much better. Great job. Oh, Jab, I appreciate that. 5 to 10 people can do 8 pull-ups, them all perfectly. Oh, I appreciate that. See, this is why I love working out with y'all here. It's like a two-way motivation streak. Like hopefully, I'm able to encourage and motivate y'all to get started, move towards getting that physique that you want. And hearing that y'all are taking action gives me motivation. But then I do appreciate the compliments as well. Not going to say no to compliments. So, fairly brief workout here. This is going to be the last set of both of those. We're just getting the motions going, getting the pump. Ooh. And I guess getting staph infection as well. Hopefully not. That's. Ooh. All right, so we're going for another 12 repetitions here. And again, I want to invite y'all to show some support for the channel. Hit subscribe. If we get enough subscribers, I'll be able to afford going to one of those fancy luxurious gyms that I like. I like Planet Fitness. It's pretty awesome. Hopefully they'll sponsor me and just let me come here for free. All right. Oh. Whew. Nice. All right. We are going to put this weight away and do some more pull-ups. So I had written down that last time I've done 12 reps for the second set. So we'll see. 12 might go 14. Whoa, there we go. So we're at about 7.5 minutes of actual workout, exercise work being performed. We're going to do some shoulders right after this. And after the shoulders, yo, what's going on, KS? Oh, yeah, Big Al. Whoa. Yeah, we're going to be doing some shoulders and finish with some abs. I'm trying to think what else to work on, but it's all right. If anything, it's good to feel a little eager to want to get back into the gym to train. All right. Let's see. Ooh. All right. Let's see what we can get here. I could have probably gone down a little slower on that last rep there. But we did it. 14 reps for the second set. Use negative comments, motivation. Oh yeah, that's what's that thing about? Let your haters be your motivators. And it rhymes, so you know it's got to be true. All right, let's relocate here so that we can get this shoulder work going. Yeah, I know for social media land, once you get to that realm, that area of let's see. Yes, area works. Wait. Yeah, for social media stuff, once you get to that realm of getting a couple haters in the comments, means that the algorithm's starting to push that content out to reach more people. Ideally, though, keeps pushing it towards the awesome people like yourselves. $35. There's no 35 on this thing. So we're going to work some rear delts, and we're going to do some lateral raises. And I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, we did some lateral raises yesterday. It's just my sheet here. Didn't document it properly. Sorry. 1 second. Oh, come on. Come on, technology. There we go. Okay, cool. There we go. Yeah, it's not going to be crazy amount of sets or nothing. We're doing just 2 sets. I think that's kind of weird. For a short period of time, I was doing like 2 or 3 sets, like 2 exercises for like my entire workout. And I feel like it put on some good size there. Social media can be hard, will pay off. Oh yeah, you got that right. It's one of those long-term investments. I'm still kind of kicking myself in the butt for Well, actually, you know what? I'm not kicking myself in the butt anymore, but I missed some crucial months of doing live streams around the end of the year, beginning of this year. That's like prime time for fitness content. And the live streams were doing pretty good as well with getting some good reach. But I was focused on some other stuff for my fitness business, and it was worth it at the time. But yeah, I was like, I can't keep putting off making content here. So it took a while, but it was like I just gotta get started, just gotta get back into doing it, even if it's not perfect, even though it's not ideal. So, I was just like, I just gotta do it crappy. All right, let's hit these rear delts. It's a very weird exercise for the rear delts here, but it's a crazy good pump when you do it right. Ooh. Yeah, feeling it right all back there. It's a good one for the rear delts there. It's not an easy exercise though. How much would it cost me to pay someone? To exercise for you. Pay me $5, I'll exercise for you. What helps with the soreness after the first workout? So, fantastic question. 1 second, I'm just gonna grab some weight here. But yeah, that soreness from the first workout, it does go away. And that soreness, any type of new something, any type of new exercise, different amount of like weight and reps, different amount of sets, different amount of rest period, different execution. Are you doing one exercise right after another? Are you taking your time? Is it just one muscle? Like, anytime you do something different, there's going to be that soreness that happens. And you want to make sure to be mindful of that. So let's say you see a workout and you're like, oh, this looks like a cool workout. It's going to be 6 sets of biceps, 6 sets of triceps. And it's like, if you're not used to doing that many sets, or if the reps are totally different than what you're used to doing, then keep that in mind. Like, maybe for the first time doing the new workout, don't do 6 sets. Maybe do 4 sets just to feel it out. If you haven't worked out in a little while, don't start with the same amount of weight that you normally use. Go a little lighter, because you're going to get that soreness. Like, I've had it happen where I'm doing a routine and I'm doing the same workout for like 2 months, and then I take like something happens, I'm not able to work out for like maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then I'm like, oh cool, let me get back into the routine, and I hop right in where I left off, and then it's like the next day, it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting like that soreness, like I haven't worked out, or like I haven't done this workout before. So dialing it back when you start something new will help, and then you begin to build up into the routine. Another thing is just like account for needing extra rest days. So do the routine, see how you feel the next day. If you're working out totally different muscles, go for it. If it's going to be the same muscles, maybe don't go for it yet. Wait 2 or 3 days. And if you got to rest like a whole week, then do that. Like, eat what you need to eat, stretch, foam roll, stay like active, but it's like an active recovery. You're not pushing yourself to break new ground with anything. You're just moving the sweat to get the heart rate up. And people forget that it's during that rest is when you become your best. I was trying to think of a way to rhyme it, but it's like when you're resting is when you're growing. So if it takes you 4 or 5 days to recover, like, do that because your body's trying to grow. Now, ideally, it's not going to be like that after every workout of needing 5 or 7 days of resting. But if it's like that in the beginning, it's like that in the beginning. So is any of that resonating? Hopefully. Got some good tips there. Whew. So it's kind of cliff note everything I said. Like, if I had to give 4 tips, best way to make sure you're not going to get some crazy soreness going. First thing, workout wise, foam roll, warm up, and then just foam roll, foam roll every day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the beginning of the live stream. I'd be doing the foam rolling. That's going to decrease the soreness that happens. It's also going to increase your recovery. Second thing, anytime you're doing some type of new workout, dial back the workout. Like, ease your way into it. Third thing, this is something that you're going to be doing outside of the gym. You got to eat. You got to eat right. What that means is, I'm not talking about whole foods or going keto. When I say eat right, you got to get in the right amount of calories. Like, are you trying to gain weight, trying to lose weight? If you're trying to gain weight, find your total daily energy expenditure, add 300 calories. If you're trying to lose weight, subtract 300 calories. So, sorry, 1 second. So, calories, gain weight, add 300, lose weight, subtract 300. And then protein. Take your height in centimeters. That's the amount of protein you should aim to eat every single day. Ideally, you take that number, multiply 1.2. That's going to be the goal amount of protein. So now you're preparing correctly in the gym by foam rolling. You're dialing back the workout to start just so you can use your way into it. You're eating right. You're hitting the calorie goal, hitting the protein goal. And then last, gotta make sure to sleep. Get some good sleep. 8 hours. Minimum. 8 hours. Make sure it's good quality sleep. So that means, like, what would it be? Like 6 or 8 hours before bed is when you stop drinking caffeine. Have a protein shake, maybe 30 minutes to an hour before bed. Stop eating 4 hours. So, like, stop eating like solid food 4 hours before bed. And bedroom is cold. Bedroom's as dark as possible. Like, very little to no light. And go to bed and wake up at the same time every single day. That's like your formula for fantastic sleep right there. So here's the timeline. 8 hours before bed, you're done when it comes to caffeine. No more caffeine. 4 hours before bed, no more eating solid food. 2 hours before bed, no more screen time. 1 hour before bed, have a protein shake. Make sure that bedroom is nice and cold. Make sure it's super dark. And then, yeah, make sure you're getting that 8 hours. And go to sleep and wake up at the same time. If you have trouble with feeling tired when you get into bed, best thing you can do is set a designated wake up time. Having a consistent wake up time is super valuable, because what will start to happen is if you wake up at the same time every morning, let's say you weren't feeling particularly tired the night before, you got in bed and you didn't really fall right to sleep. If you wake up at the designated time and you're feeling a little tired, well, guess what? When you go to bed that night, you're going to fall asleep more quickly. And you just keep repeating and rinsing that. Because if you keep waking up at the same time, it's only going to help you feel sleepier and go to sleep better the night after. So, all right, it's the last set for the shoulders here. And then we're just going to destroy these abdominals. Nice. There we go. Whew. These shoulders won't be feeling it. Do a plank. But do a barrel roll. Yeah, I'm going to show you one of my favorite ab exercises of all time. This is the ab exercise that when I was really trying to get a crazy six-pack going, it was like the only ab exercise I was doing. It's crazy. I got, like, of course, the day where I get here early and I've got all this time to do a workout, it's like I'm doing the shortest workout of the routine here. Let's see. So I gotta be a little mindful here. Camera angle wise, it's fine. Just trying to be mindful of not having not having other people feel uncomfortable about me recording myself. So, leg raises. This is you could do bent knee, you could do straight legs. This thing's fantastic for hitting those abs. So just for that insight alone, you may as well hit that subscribe button because I'm dropping facts here. Subscribe or hit like to, show that support. We're here just hanging out, working out, having a good time, getting in shape, and I'm here to help when it comes to getting you to that ideal physique. All right, so we're gonna go for 25 reps. So we got 25 total there. Most of the time the way that I do this ab workout is I'll do as many reps as I can per set, and then you take the sum of all the reps performed, and the goal is to get to 100 reps total. So we did 25 reps, means we got 75 more reps to go total. So my strategy is 4 sets of 25. It's cool. I've been digging this new band, Apple Watch band. So we are about to hammer out another 25 here. Ugh. I might have to change the approach for the last few sets. I think if anything, we'll still stick with the 25 reps, but it'll be bent knee instead. Because well, I was gonna say because I want to make sure I'm still focusing on feeling it in the abs, not trying to cheat repetitions. But if anything, I'll do 20 reps and then 2 sets of 15. We got the 50 there. So that way we're still building the strength for the abs. Yo, what's going on, Jock? Ooh, sorry, I gotta be bending forward like that. It's too tiring. Someone who haven't worked out or lifted their entire life, what do you suggest they start their routine? I would say, well, for anyone getting started, you gotta know what the goal is. Because I was about to just start saying exercises, and I'm like, wait a second, I don't know what I don't know what your goal is. So if we were to break it down into simply putting on more weight, like building more muscle, or losing weight, burning extra fat, then it starts to become like really simple. So how do you know if you need to lose fat? I would say do the calculations for your BMI. Go on Google, type in BMI calculator. If it's high, then you gotta lose weight. If it's in the good range, then it's still about 50-50. You might need to lose some weight, just like a little bit of fat. You might need to gain some weight. If it says you're underweight, then yeah, put on some weight. And big picture, like I won't be able to go like super in depth. So if you want to know more of like step-by-step tactics, definitely like hit the subscribe button, go to my channel, click playlist. I got a fat burning playlist. I got a muscle building playlist. I got stuff for nutrition and mindset in there. That'll be a great resource for you to go to. So going back to determining if you got to gain weight, lose weight. So there's BMI, that's one option. Another option is just look at your body fat percentage. Are you around 10 to 15% body fat? If you are, then you're good to go for doing some more weight gain stuff. If you're above 15%, I'd say do the weight loss route. Either way, nutritionally, I'm starting with nutrition because you're only going to spend like 45 minutes in the gym. What you eat, that's going to be like taking place through the entire day. So priority-wise, nutrition's going to be important. Got to make sure you're getting the right amount of protein. The way you calculate that is it's your height in centimeters. Whatever your height in centimeters is, that's the amount of protein to eat. All right, gotta rest the abs for a second. But hopefully you're taking notes here and hitting subscribe so you got access to that content that goes in more depth. So far we figured out if you got to gain weight or lose weight. Now we found out the amount of protein to eat, which is your height in centimeters. And then for calories, it's going to be, well, there's actually a really simple formula. So if you're trying to lose weight, you take your body weight in pounds, multiplied by 10. That's the amount of calories that you want to aim for every day. You don't want to go too far above. If you're trying to gain weight, So your body weight in pounds, multiply it by 15. That's going to help you gain weight. And then when it comes to exercises, the losing weight versus the gaining weight exercises are a little different. They're both very similar though. So what you'll do is, to get started for losing weight, you'll hop on a treadmill, hop on an elliptical, and just be on the thing until the amount of calories it says on there reaches 300. So you could do a walking pace, you could do a running pace. I prefer a jogging pace. You don't want to be moving so fast that you're out of breath. You're going too fast. You want to be able to sustain a conversation without losing your breath. So go as fast as you can, but just below the level where you're gasping for air, you're not able to talk. So you want to be able to go fast and still hold the conversation on the telephone. Some tricks for the treadmill is increasing the incline, things like that. But just go on the treadmill, reach 300 calories. Doesn't matter how fast or how long it takes, just 300. Do that every day. Try that out for a week. Track it. That's going to be very helpful for the weight loss. And I would say after you develop the consistency of just getting in the gym and going on the treadmill, going on the elliptical, going on the bikes or the Stairmaster, switch it up. Like, do all of those things. And the goal is the calories on the machine says 300. Boom, good to go. After about like a month of that, or let's say 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, then just start experimenting with the machines for, the resistance stuff. And this is where the muscle building part comes in. So if you're looking to like gain weight, skip the treadmill part, just go right to the machine part. Move the weights on the machine, see what feels good. Do a weight where you can do like 12 to 16 reps and really feel it in the muscle that's trying to work. When you get to 16, you get to 12, you want to make sure that that's that point. Like, you're stopping at 16 because you can't do another rep after 16. So it's not like you hit 16 and then you're like, well, I could have gone to 20. It's like, if you could have gone to 20, go to 20. If you do get to 20, increase the weight. And just experiment, hop around machine to machine. It's going to be a fantastic way to start there. Better get into transformation phase. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, definitely hit subscribe. I got more content coming out, helping with those body transformations. And I've got an online group that I'm putting together where it's more like a private group situation. Virtually, there'll be workouts on there and everything. I'm putting it together. So it's still in the works, but I'll be posting more info on that. So if you're subscribed, you'll be getting notifications for that. The smooth foam roller or the spiked one work better? I would say spiked one works better, but if you've not ever really foam rolled, the spiked one might be too intense. First time I foam rolled, and the first type of foam roller I used was the spike one, and I legit was pouring sweat because of how intense it felt. So many knots and just scar tissue that thing was breaking apart. So if you're getting started, do the smooth one. Get into the habit of foam rolling every day, and then when you want to dial it up, get the spiked one. But by all means, you can start with it, but just be ready for an intense time there. Whew. And actually, as a side note, Let me see if I can add some info for this. What is this? Oh, green screen. I didn't even know I could do a green screen option. Oh, a whole bunch of effects, special effects I could do on this thing. I didn't even realize. But what I was going to say is for this private group that I'm putting together, like you can check it out now if you want. I'm just letting you know it's still in the building phase. So, like, stuff's coming out constantly. But if you go to skool.com, SKOOL.com, and look up it's hard gainer. So HARDGAINER, Brotherhood. If you go to skool.com, SKOOL, and then in the search bar, the Hard Gainer Brotherhood, my group should pop up. I think it pops up as like number 2 in the search results, but you'll see me on there. It's got like a black and red theme going on. I'm standing there looking all fierce and whatnot, but it'll say like group creator Alec, Alec Casson on there, so you'll see it's from me. But yeah, it looks like something you want to be part of. Click on it, watch the intro video, and if you want to be part of this community, get early access, go right ahead. And investment wise, if it's too much investment wise, reach out to me on YouTube or on Instagram. I'll work out something special for y'all. Yay, that's the workout there. So, let's say we'll just see the abdominal results coming through like crazy. All right, time to head home. So, since the workout is wrapping up here, perfect time to mention that if you're not subscribed, then you'll want to hit that subscribe button to not only show some support and love for the channel here, but also so you can be here for when we do some more live stream workouts. Yeah, tomorrow's Saturday. We'll see. Might do a leg workout. Gotta see how the body's feeling. But yeah, whole channel here is just trying to motivate, encourage y'all to take some action, take that first step towards getting going on your own fitness journey. But I do more than just the motivational part and the encouragement part. Got the tactics, the tools, the tips you need for actually getting results. Not a lot of people know this, but you're talking to a college accredited health and exercise scientist over here. Sorry, one second. Let me make sure. Oh, whew. I was freaking out. I didn't remember if I put my tablet in my bag or not. So I was like, let me make sure it's in my bag. And it is. Thank God. Ooh. Yeah, I got that bachelor's of science degree, health and exercise science. Certified trainer in the game for over 10 years now, helping guys and gals get in fantastic shape. Oh, yo, what's going on, Ace Walker? Oh. What is happening right now? I'm all over the place. This is that post-workout high situation here. I had my keys. I'm pretty sure I had my keys. You guys watching this? A goofy moment right here. I think maybe I dropped them in my bag when I was frantically searching for the tablet here. There's no way I left them inside. Ugh. Ooh. These crazy brain farts. I was so excited to start talking about some post-workout fitness stuff with y'all. I appreciate your patience. While I'm over here getting my life together. Oh, happens to all of us. Oh. Done already? Yeah, I just wrapped up the workout there. So if y'all just hopping in now, hit that subscribe button so you can be here for the next workout. But the video is not done yet. We are still going to be talking some fitness. I like to go on my post-workout fitness rants while driving back home. Get to answer any of your questions fitness-wise that you may have. So before I start driving, ask away, because also once I start driving, it's a little hard to stay to keep looking at the chat. You know, safety first. On my way back! Exclamation point. Ah, there we go. So earlier I was talking about a gentleman asking what they should be doing in the gym if they've not really ever worked out. You know, best thing you could do first is subscribe to this channel. That way you're getting all the info you need for getting started, getting in shape. But I also mentioned your goal of you trying to gain weight or lose weight. And then I mentioned a way to figure out whether you want to gain weight or lose weight was by body mass index or body fat percentage. Now, why? Why am I focused on those two goals? Well, overarching, big picture, umbrella reason, that's my specialty is burning fat, building muscle. Health, longevity, injury prevention, that is all like included. Like that's assumed. You know, like I'm only going to be implementing things that are going to help improve people's longevity, improve their health, prevent injuries, and assuming that that's what you're going to get by listening to my advice, then it's like, all right, well, what's the next thing? It's like, well, you're trying to gain weight or lose weight, you're trying to build muscle or burn fat. And the main reason for that is because statistically, your body weight is going to be one of the biggest influence. It's one of the biggest influential factors of your health and your longevity. And when I mention things like check what your BMI is, check your body fat percentage, When I say BMI, a lot of people, and I too, I was like this way for a while. I was like, well, BMI is not accurate. It just takes into account your body weight, doesn't factor in muscle mass. However, have you really ever seen someone who's 200 plus pounds of just pure muscle, who's also all natural? At least for me, no, I've not. And when it comes to the human body, 200 pounds, whether it's muscle or fat, is still 200 pounds of pressure on your body, on your joints, on your tendons, on your ligaments. 200 pounds is 200 pounds. The body's not like, wait a second, guys. The 200 pounds that we're feeling on our knees right now, it's from muscle, so don't worry about it. It's like, no. The cartilage doesn't care how the 200 pounds is accumulated. It's still a crap ton of weight. And the thing that had helped me like realize this was hearing about that disease where I think it's like people might have like a tumor in their pituitary gland, where this tumor in the brain, even if it's malignant, like let's say the tumor isn't growing, it's not metastasizing, it's not spreading throughout the body, but it's like pressing on this gland in the brain that keeps telling the body like, hey, we got to keep growing. That's how you got people that are like 7'6", and at first that sounds kind of cool, but the mechanics of the human body performs optimally when it's within a certain weight range and it's within a certain height range. So when people get too tall, there's issues that develop from that. When people are too short, there's issues that develop from that. And it's unfortunate that like we don't have much influence over those things, but it's the truth. If limbs are too long, if limbs are too short, there's gonna be issues that develop. And you might think like, well, if someone's like twice as tall as the average person, wouldn't the cartilage be twice as thick or the tendons be twice as strong? And like, kind of like they'll be stronger, they'll be thicker, but it's the same reason why architects have to use different types of metals for different types of projects. So for example, when people say spider silk is stronger than steel, it's like, when I heard that, I'm like, how is a little thin strand stronger than steel? And it's like, no, it's not that the thin strand is stronger than steel. It's if that strand was the same width and thickness. Like, let's say you would have steel that's like 5 feet long and 2 inches thick. And then you have this spider silk that's 5 feet long and 2 inches thick. It's like, that spider silk is so much stronger than that steel. It's insane. So the way that things are designed can be leveraged, or can sustain more workload than other things. So with the human body, the body weight, how tall or how short it is, it's like the functions of like the cartilage and the joints are meant to sustain certain loads within certain limitations. And there's outliers, don't get me wrong, but the majority of the average are not fitting in those outliers. So when I say BMI and people are like, BMI is not accurate, it's like, it's helping to determine like that range of what's going to be optimal for the body. Now, ideally, yeah, have most of that body weight be muscle, but having too much muscle is still too much, you know? So there's that factor. And then the body fat percentage. Within a certain body fat percentage range, the body is able to function optimally as well. I'm not going to go super deep into it. The range I like to get people in is around like 10 to 12%. You're getting some great muscle definition. You're still able to like function and do things in society without having to sacrifice too much of your social life or enjoyment of foods. But it's like just strict enough where it's like you still have to stay on point and disciplined with things. So what are some examples of how your body functions optimally? Focus, like brain fog, clarity, hormone production, which for me personally is the biggest thing. If you're trying to build muscle and you got too much fat, the fat on your body can inhibit or make less efficient your body's ability to produce testosterone and growth hormone. Now, not having enough fat can do the same thing. However, when you're in that like 10 to 12% body fat range, your body's able to produce a good amount of testosterone and growth hormones naturally. You're able to look good. And also within that range, you can slowly increase the amount of calories that you're eating, and you'll see slow weight gain. However, you can be pretty confident in knowing that each pound that goes up is going to be a pound of muscle. So every like couple pounds, it's going to be muscle gain. If you're gaining like 5 or 8 pounds of muscle, or not, if you're gaining 5 or 8 pounds on the scale every month, like I've had guys that are like, yeah, I went on a bulk and this is my results 2 months later, I've gained 30 pounds. It's like, you've likely gained maybe 25 pounds fat. And if you look at those guys, look at how they talk, look at how they hold themselves. Just watch their energy, like how much energy it looks like they have. And it's like, I'm not trying to bash guys that do like the dirty bulks, but they don't have a lot of energy. They're not looking too enthusiastic, and they're looking, it's looking pretty bad. So, and they feel it too. They're like, I'm ready to stop this bulk. And then they're like, now I want to cut pretty hard, or, I'm going to start cutting the body fat. And whether someone's going to cut really hard or they're smart with it and they take it a little bit slower, it's still not ideal to have gotten to that situation in the first place of gaining the 25 pounds. So, person that cuts fast, they lose that 25 pounds. And now they're 5 pounds heavier, but through the process, maybe they lost like 3 pounds of muscle. So 2 months went by, they gained 5 pounds of muscle, they gained 25 pounds of fat, and then another 2 months go by, let's say, they lose the 25 pounds. But 3 of the pounds was the muscle. So they've gained 2 pounds of muscle and 3 pounds of fat over the time span of 4 months. It's like, dude, if you took your time, you would have just gained 2 pounds of muscle minimum in 2 months. And then the next 2 months, guess what? You do the same thing. Now you gained another 2 pounds. Now you're net positive 4 pounds of muscle in 4 months, as opposed to that other method where now you only gain 2 pounds and then you gain 3 pounds of fat. And then the person that takes their time slowly losing the fat, okay, they lose the 25 pounds over like 4 months. So you spent 6 months of time to gain 5 pounds of muscle, which isn't too bad, but it's like, think of the waste of like all the calories and the energy just to like get on a lot of weight just to lose a lot of weight. Or you could have pretty good physique right now. You gain a pound of muscle, you gain another pound of muscle, still pretty good physique, gain another pound of muscle. Now it's like, wow, my physique's even better. Gain another pound of muscle. And even then, if it's 1 pound of muscle every month, at the end of 6 months, that's 6 pounds of muscle. Still 1 pound of muscle more. And that's like minimum 1 pound. You could gain 2 or 3 pounds of like pretty good muscle in the first month. Maybe another 1 or 2 in the second month. Like, I don't know. That's my professional perspective there. But talking about spider silk. Oh, yeah. What's going on, Metric Sphinx? But anyway, that's the end of my rant right there. If you're still watching at this point, show that support, hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified and you'll be here for the next workout. And yeah, it's Friday, so let's end the week strong. Go out, go sweat, drink your protein shakes, and check out the videos on the channel where I got more content talking about fitness stuff that you'll like. Whether you're looking to gain muscle, burn fat, I got you covered. So until next time, thank you guys so much for being here, for hanging out and watching. Show that support, hit that subscribe button, and always look forward to having you here for the workouts. Anyway, happy weekend. Peace.